Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome back to a Metal Dog Tarot Scorpio reading. I know I've been showering us Scorpios with lots of readings of late. This month I pulled the card for each sign and I just chose a random order, and Scorpios came up pretty early in the order. So I will abide by that. I'm going to pull a card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck just to kind of set a tone and set a question for our reading today. So let's see what we get. We get the blue moon, the unexpected. Looking into a portal here, into the unexpected. That sweet, unexpected tenderness as one woman puts her head on the shoulder of the other. Looking into those woods. Looking into another world. So the blue moon is a, great song. Blue moon. Especially the one from the Cowboy Junkies Trinity session. It simply means when a full moon happens twice in a month, the second one is called a blue moon, and it happens fairly rarely. Once in a blue moon, we say. We say that for that reason. I had to look that up one day. I thought it was when the moon was so new that you could see it as a whole blue circle lit up by the tiny sliver on the edge of it. That looked blue to me. Well, let's see. What does this book say? The blue moon, the unexpected. No matter how well you plan, there is always room for the unexpected to occur. Build your resilience, as rare occurrences can happen. A visitor you have not seen in a long time may re-enter your life. I trust in myself and in life. So we can expect a surprise. In old farmers' almanacs, a blue moon was described as the third full moon in a season that has 4 full moons. The newer and more accepted description is that a blue moon is when there are 2 full moons in one calendar month. Either way, it is a rare occurrence and has inspired the saying, once in a blue moon, when describing an event or behavior that only happens rarely. The energy and power of the blue moon can be best taken advantage of by setting intentions on these moons of things that you really want but have never felt could happen. I refer to big wishes, the almost miracle stuff we would be both delighted and surprised about if it manifested. After setting blue moon intentions, though, don't sit there hoping it will just happen. Try to take clear, practical steps toward these big, seemingly faraway intentions and help the universe along. Some of us love surprises, some of us don't. But I don't think anyone can go through life without sometimes having the unexpected happen to them. While some professions in particular, such as the military and medicine, try to plan for everything that could go wrong, life sometimes finds a way to outsmart the most thorough of plans. This is simply life, although it is important for us to know where, how, and why we are traveling down a particular path. We should always make room for and expect the unexpected. All right. Well, let's see if the cards can tell us a little bit more about the unexpected that we ought to expect here. The wishing on a blue moon, that manifesting. Actually, this image makes me think of the iris of an eye. So it makes me think about when I was younger, I used to wish on eyelashes. And I had one rule, which was to make a wish that I could make come true by taking those little steps. On the underlying here, we have a reminder of discernment. So there she is with her head in the clouds, and she's holding a golden light at her solar plexus, at that source of willpower and strength. So The blue moon, the unexpected. Let's see, what does the tarot want to tell us about what's going on in Scorpio's life. There's a plan maybe, and then there's the unplanned. And maybe there's somebody coming back unexpectedly into your life. That card suggests that. You might have somebody that you wish would be coming back, or wonder like, wow, who might come back? Maybe the cards will tell us, but they will certainly tell us more. So we're going to pull 7 cards here, basic narrative, and then I will pull some cards just from the regular Rider-Smith deck, the most commonly used deck. We've got the 10 of Wands here on the bottom. Time to quit your job. But we'll start with the good tarot. Okay, so a card for our recent past. We get this Page of Water. So recently, something about a new, crushy, small, fun, love, youthful here. It's a little mermaid in this deck. A mermaid among water lilies in the surf by the sea, of the sea. So this is an emotional suit, water, cups. So we've been in our little emotions, a crush or something. In the present, perhaps some nostalgia for that recent past or that distant past. 6 of Water in this deck is very much about nostalgia. It says, we need to get out of nostalgia. We need to get into the present. She is mooning over that pool of water. It makes me think actually of the myth of Narcissus, where he was so entranced by his own reflection in the water that he fell into it and drowned. And of course is reborn as a beautiful Narcissus. Here she is, holding her, I notice her solar plexus from the moon card that we looked at a moment ago. There's her reflection in the pool of water. She is, she's perhaps in self-pity. Often the 6 of Water is also about inner child stuff, soulmate connections, past lives. In this deck, 6 of Water is not a card that the artist wants us to stay in for whatever reason. And certainly nostalgia can be a trap here. If you had like a little crush in the recent past or a little emotional intrigue, and perhaps you are nostalgic for that. Okay, unbeknownst to you, we get the 4 of Water. So this is hidden influences. You are not aware of this. There's a lot of feelings in your reading so far. We're all in the water. All comfortable area for a water sign like the Scorpio. The 4 of Water is really about recognizing a new offer, a new cup, a new, in this case it is a bubble, but we see there's 4 bubbles of water. The 4 of Water, some things have been lost and you can be tending to focus overly on that, but it also is telling us that we can actually look around and see that there is a new offer. So very simple narrative here. I think there was something in the past, you're having trouble getting over it, and you are going to soon recognize what is around you, which is that there is a new offer if you should choose to shift your focus towards this new Ace of Cups or Ace of Water coming in. We Scorpios, you Scorpio, appear in this deck in a 4 of Air. This is up in your head. This is intellectual, thoughtful. This is a person who is reflecting on old ideas and healing by becoming willing to disabuse themselves of these old ideas. You're supported spiritually by a new set of ideas that will bring you into a healing place. But it's usually that you go alone, you take some time away, and you heal. That's what you're doing here, Scorpio. I'm drawn to the light up in the sky there. It's a golden light, almost like the tip of a star, which makes me think about the Great Conjunction, which is happening on December 21st, where we will see Jupiter and Saturn in the night sky as if they are one star, and they will likely look massive, like a massive star. And so that is there with us, and we can choose to feel that influence. And I encourage you to check out some astrologers who understand that theory and are able to explain to you, possible ways of kind of cluing into that energy from that great star that will be in our sky on December 21st, the first day of winter. Now, the people in your life are appearing to us as the Ace of Fire. This is a little lantern, and if you look closely, you can see that there's a little fairy sitting on that lantern. This is a new idea. This is creative. This is in passion and fire, the suit of fire, or wands, willpower. And these cards are just very layered images that we can look deep into the complexity of the image in order to kind of meditate on whatever that fire is that is burning in. This is in the place of the people in your life. So there's a person in your life, or people, who are like this little fairy, representing a new, exciting idea. So you might consider opening yourself up to that, right? So we're getting very simple story actually so far of somebody or some feeling that you are nostalgic for, and something new appearing in your life as a person. A new Ace of Cups or Ace of Water, an Ace of Fire. And you're healing. You're in a state of swords or air, healing, reflecting up in your head, and shifting your mind in a way that is constructive towards this new place. All right, your advice is love. Are we having a love story today for you, Scorpio? This is the card of lovers in the tarot. It is often about romantic love. It is also about, it can be a choice, right? So here we see a woman sleeping with the lion. There are two pillars here representing those choices, but also a gateway. So you've come through a gate, or you have a gate to go through, and on one or the other side is this deep love. And this can be in a larger spiritual sense, to choose love. It can be in a very personal, individual sense about love in your life. And your future will be justice. Here we have the angel before the moon. She has the sword. She has the scales. The scales are tilted in this particular card towards truth. The sword represents truth in the tarot. It also represents air, ideas, intellect. That sword is lit up here. And the light on that sword makes me think of the person in your life here, this Ace of Fire. All right, so there's a connection between this person and this truth. Yeah. Okay, well, let's look further. So far, we kind of have a simple story of love in the past, a new love coming in, and a kind of justice. There's something about the universe getting involved here in your future, and bringing justice and balance into the future, right? So that suggests that we can also interpret this in a larger sense as well. Although maybe it could, if this is simply a love story for you, we could interpret this as, you deserve love, and you will find a love that is true, a true love in your future. But let's see more. This is fun. I was a little crabby before I started to do this reading. And, oh, there's, we get the Four of Swords again, showing up as I misshuffle here. Yeah, was this a little crabby? And so thank you. You're lifting me up out of my garbage head and into your sweet little love story, Scorpio. Thank you for that. Okay, well let's clarify our page of water. This recent past, here represented by this fun little mermaid who's walking on the water between two lilies, which suggests to, a Two of Cups, a kind of new love that you had in the recent past. We could interpret this much more broadly in the realm of emotions, of emotional connections, partnerships, but it's in the feelings here. You are in the feels, baby. I still feel like shuffling. Okay, page of water. Tell us more. Okay, we get the Ten of Wands again. Remember that showed up on the bottom of the deck in the beginning? It never surprises me when it shows up again as a part of the reading. This is a part of the magic, the mystical, mysterious, divinatory possibilities that are the tarot. So Ten of Wands, it's a quit your job. But I'm going to say that this page of water, this past love, so it was a lot of work. So, yeah, and that's a kind of intensity and obsessiveness that Scorpios can have, that, you're a fixed sign, and that means you're the finisher. And so you have a capacity to commit and to stick through to the sometimes bitter end here. So this page of water suggests, a person who's immature, right? And they're also a lot of work. And we have a Five of Cups here. This was disappointing. There's heartbreak. There's regret. This person is, again, we see Three Cups looking towards that. We get this twice now. You've had the Four of Water is your hidden thing, and then there's this Three of, and then in this Five, in both cases, there are Three Cups that have fallen over. And Three of Cups in tarot can sometimes mean there has been a triangle, a third party situation. What this person grieving doesn't see is that there is a Two of Cups right behind them. Okay, so when they turn around, they can see that there's a Two of Cups for them. This is coming up again and again and again in your reading. It's a pretty simple story, actually. So, yay for you. There appears to be a sweet, new, true love that involves only two people in your future. And I get the Lovers here on the bottom of the deck here as I clarify. And I think, as you know, this is the love card that you receive as your advice. So there's a lot of confirmation, Scorpio, that you're going to have love in your future. When you become healed enough and ready to turn around and look for that, it is there for you. And it is here. This is your recent past. This is you. This is the Knight of Wands. It sometimes comes up as associated with Scorpio, this lustful, passionate, willful. Some can be a little bit of a player, but I don't get that here. I just get you riding away from this disappointment. And that horse, wow, the horse to me, there's that little spicy anger. This is a kind of heartbroken Knight of Wands here, riding across the desert away from this disappointment, this spilled Three of Cups, this person who is immature, crushy, but really couldn't deliver, and who's just actually like a lot of work. And so you have left that situation, and you left quickly, and you left, or you left pissed off, you left sore, right? I see all of that. I've looked at this card a bajillion times. This is all just information that is coming in energetically into this story here. And we can see the cards are laid out like this. Oh, okay, so you can see that knight riding away, the fastest knight in the deck, with his pissed off horse Um, yeah, and yet in the present, you're sort of nostalgic for this. I get it. We've been alone for a long time. It's hard to meet new people. And in time, we can start to just remember what was great and feel nostalgic for it. Even though, let me tell you again, this person is immature, they're too much work, and they're not really able to devote themselves fully to you. There's three involved here. There's either work or another person. There's always been something distracting them from their commitment to you. And so you rode off in your hot, fiery Knight of Wands way. Okay, so Six of Water, you're nostalgic. Okay, you are manifesting. You are the magician. That's very powerful. This is you in the present. Okay, you have all the tools. It's so great. I feel like this card came up all the time when I first started reading cards, and in no reading for quite a while have I seen the magician. So I'm happy to see this old friend. The magician is a master of the craft of divination, not of divination, but of manifestation. Perhaps divination would be one tool. He has the cup, he has the pentacle, he has the wands, and he has the sword. So that means he has all the suits, all the tools. He has over his head the symbol for infinity. And he is a powerful creator of reality. So if you're in the Six of Water and you're in nostalgia, you want to be careful about what you're manifesting, right? You might be manifesting this person, this page of water coming back into your present. The cards are telling us there's somebody else for you here. Of course, that's up to you. If you are not over this page of water, I see nostalgia in the present, but so you're manifesting. What will you manifest today? That's what you're doing right now. The cards tell us Ace of Wands. Thank you, cards, for speaking so very clearly. This is this other person. Ace of Fires, Ace of Wands. So you're manifesting this new passion. Yay. It doesn't have to be a person. It can be a creative project that you do with this Ace of Fire in your future. But you are presently manifesting a new passion of some sort. And here's a further card that I always interpret as manifesting. Somebody is looking out. They've got the world. They're envisioning ahead, looking forward to a new beginning. So 1, 2, we have the Ace of Wands, a Two of Wands. We're starting on a new journey. So although you feel nostalgia, or you have some feelings about that past, you are manifesting something new, envisioning a new life. And that's awesome. That's how you rode off. And, I totally get having a lot of old feelings and maybe some, certainly nostalgia. I enjoy memories. But Six of Water is also read often, or Six of Cups is very often read as about a soulmate. So perhaps you're manifesting a new connection that is a real soulmate when you thought this little page of water was that. They were just a lot of work and they cheated on you or couldn't commit to you. So, screw them, I say. You've got something new coming in, Scorp. This is great. All right, hidden influences, the Four of Water. Remember, there's that new Ace of Cups coming in. That's how we can read the Four of Water. Just forget the past. Forget those three in the past. Those three other cups. There's a new one. So what else do we find out? Woo! This is an Empress in your background. Unbeknownst to you, now, if you're not a big gay girl like me, this Empress can be a man, or if you're, gender non-specific. But the Empress is fully grown up, unlike this little page of water here. She is nurturing and loving. She is grounded in the earth, in abundance. She is, you can't really find a better sweetheart than the Empress. There's a lot of interesting characters that you can fall in love with in the tarot, but the Empress is a wonderful, loving, kind person that is capable of meeting you in your full capacity for love. This is so fun. I had no idea I was going to sit down and do a love reading for Scorpio. Yay, sorry married Scorpios. Perhaps you're finding a new passion. Okay, the Six of Cups again coming up here. So this is the traditional reading where we have two children giving each other gifts, playing very nicely together. They've been picking flowers. This is very much about a new cup of love being offered from one child, inner child, to the other. This is a soulmate connection. So in the present, there may be nostalgia or reflection on that past, failed, tedious, so much work, immature, cheating thing in the past. But now you're thinking about and manifesting this new connection that is this Empress, this real soulmate connection. Well, I'm very excited for you, Scorpio. All right, and thirdly, okay, so we have the Seven of Swords. This is in the background. You still need to work through your trust issues here, and of course, if you're with a person who, as we're getting repeated indications, there are 3 cups in your past, right? 3 cups in your past coming up here. The 4 of Cups is very much about 3 cups. The third party situation in your past. It's going to be hard to trust this Empress, this true soulmate, 6 of Cups connection. So this is good for you to be aware of. I also see this person has taken all of the swords away from the camp, this military camp here, sneaking off with all the swords. So there's the potential here to be disarmed of your head trip that is about mistrust, being up in your head, telling yourself stories. And that leads us very nicely into where you are in the 4 of Air, the 4 of Swords, healing and shifting from an old story and into a new story, a new spiritual code of ideas that will take you under this big star in the sky that will take you into this Ace of Fire here, which seems very clearly this Empress, the 6 of Cups in your future. Okay. 4 of Air. I was just a Page of Pentacles, just sort of a new, real 3D beginning coming in. So you, 4 of Air. Let's find out more about you, Scorpio. Okay. Thank you for the fun story to relieve me from my crabbiness. So you, 4 of Air. Okay, you're the Hierophant. Maybe a little Taurus here in your sign, or you're, institutionally powerful person or religious. I don't relate to the Hierophant card, so as a Scorpio or as a human, I'm very queer and always want to challenge institutions and work outside them or work despite them. But you, my friend, you are being associated here with the Hierophant. What else? You are victorious. So you are on your high horse. You've got recognition. You've achieved this status. You're looking good on your horse, and your horse is like, hey, look at this person riding me. This person's great. So you're healing. You're the Hierophant. I feel like I'm going to need to understand that a little bit more. you're victorious, and you are a communicator. We get the 8 of Wands here. This is about travel, communication, passion, willpower. But it usually means that you have something to say from your place of victory and institutional power. Interesting. Okay, maybe I will understand this Hierophant a little bit more. So remember, our original card was expect the unexpected here under the blue moon, and the sweet unexpected gesture of sweetness, your Empress putting her head on your shoulder, the sweet new connection. Yeah. So let's find out who this is, this Ace of Fire in your life, this new Ace of Cups, Ace of Fire, this new passion coming up repeatedly right now. Okay. They are maybe an insomniac. They're worrying a little bit. So they've got some stuff going on here. Good to know. Up in their heads as well. You're healing, 4 of Swords, 4 of Air. They're in the 9 of Swords. There's some anxiety in this person. They're also healing. They have the Star, Aquarius, card of Aquarius. This is a beautiful wish fulfillment card. So either they are in transition from this insomnia into their own wish fulfillment. You could be their wish. The Star, she's pouring water both on the land and into this pool. Water, of course, would be emotions. I cannot help but think about this 6 of water, this pool of water here in this image, as I see her pouring water onto this abundant land. Underneath, the big giant star, December 21st, the big conjunction. So your person, your Ace of Fire, is they are healing and moving into their wish fulfillment, and the star can be read as excuse me as a kind of alchemical transmutation, a process that is an emotional and deep and vulnerable. This person is Empress, and they are naked. And Aquarius, if this is an Aquarian, Aquarius are deeply humanitarian people who are a little bit of loners. They sometimes feel that nobody understands them. And this, I think, would explain that 9 of Swords. So they have this Ace of Fire identity, this new idea. And to me, that goes very well with a kind of person who's an individual, perhaps seen as a little bit of an oddball, but and you're associated with institutions, so it's kind of a funny little match here. And they are also the King of Cups. They're emotionally mature, deep feelers, water. This is a water person. And the King of Cups, he knows how he feels, but he's private about his feelings. This often has to do with being attentive to the rest of the world. So, yes, I really see this person in your life as an original thinker, a loner who misses, who doesn't feel like they belong, and who yearns to belong, and who feels a great deal of responsibility toward, in the larger sense, for the world, for this kingdom here. Cool. I like this person very much, who's coming into your life, Scorpio. And I'm still really wanting to understand the Hierophant as a part of you. So I'll come back to that, no doubt. So let's find out about your advice, which is love. The Lovers card, the woman lying with the lion, safe with this big, powerful animal. Because the Hierophant's appearing in your cards, I'm getting this feeling that you are the lion here. And your person, this new love, who is the Empress, right, is this woman snuggling up safe with you, right? And I think for someone like this Ace of Fire person in your life, to snuggle up with the Hierophant, that's pretty cool. You seem to be trustworthy for them. You're a powerful person. Okay, my lion friend. What else? There is this broken heart here in your advice. So you, as we know, are moving on from a 3, the 3 of Cups stuff that we keep seeing in your recent past, sense of betrayal, right? You've got, you might want to notice that you have some trust issues that are, perhaps you're not conscious of these, but they are guiding you. And so you're being advised here to love and not let this betrayal interfere with your trust, your willingness to love, keeping you up in your head. I think the Hierophant, therefore I understand. The Hierophant here is not about you being like the Pope or the President or some sort of big institutional power like a prison guard, whatever. That could be you. But it is about in order to come through this mistrust and that you've been betrayed, you've built a structure, like an order, a sense of order, and you have like a code that you're living by. And this code is coming up again and again as a 3 of Swords, a 7 of Swords, in this sort of looking back on the past, that you've built a structure to protect you. You're successful in this structure, but some of your communication is coming from that, which is a part of your healing process. But it may mean that you appear arrogant and guarded in your communication. Even though you're talking a lot, you're communicating a lot, it's coming from this sort of the fortress that is protecting you in the 4 of Air situation that you're in as a result of this past betrayal. That's the story that I see coming through. Something like that is happening where you have new love, but be careful about how you have been wounded, and try to move through that. Further advice. Here is the Knight of Cups, the classy, true love offer. No doubt, my friend, you are being encouraged to love again, despite your broken heart, despite the fact that you've created this almost an institution to protect you from getting hurt again. And should we have any doubt about, there is a new love offer for you. This is a mutual offering of love. We can see, wow, what a story. This is so fun. Thank you for sharing this with me. So here we walk away from this broken heart, offering love, and there is love being offered back. And it is the Ace of Cups this was the very first tarot card I ever got for myself. And it is a divine love, which is signified by that hand, by the dove coming down. It overflows. It is flowing into this pond with all of these lilies that signify in the cards. So we have the 2 of Cups represented here in this page of water by lilies. These are abundant, natural expressions of how the heart blooms in love, right? So this is a mutual, deep offering of love between you and this Ace of Fire. Okay, I'm so glad that I came to understand this Hierophant, this rigidity and strictness and control freakiness that is a part of you right now, that is protecting you from this recent broken heart, right? And I see that here in the pillars in your advice. This is the fortress that we can build, but you can see that you can come out of that into this sweetness with your Empress. Okay, and the future is justice. This true, the scales bending, leaning towards this bright sword which mirrors that ace of fire. True love, under the moon, under the moon, under the star, with your star. Okay. I feel like I'm watching Juicy TV doing your reading today, Scorpio. For the sappy, romantic that I can be. Okay, justice. What else in your future? Okay, the devil. Don't worry. We'll talk you through it. Let's see some more. Secondly, strength. Good, we need that when we are dealing with the devil in the future. That is the perfect antidote to the devil. Don't worry. Okay. And wow, judgment. There is something big in your future around this. There is. Yeah. Wow. And so remember how we see you in your advice here as the lion, right? And you're coming up again in the strength card. And the lion is very powerful, kind of a symbol of Leo. So that might be a part of your chart. This lion is sort of your animal nature. And here is this empress, this beautiful woman, calming and really helping this lion to rise to their higher self. She has her hands in the lion's mouth because it is safe for her to put her hands into your mouth. And that is despite the fact that one or both of you is dealing with some deep self-doubt here. The devil is that when you meet the love of your life, as I see in this reading, this is a true love story. And anyone that's lived, who has had their heart broken, who's been betrayed, as you have, according to this. And your person here, they aren't coming across as being betrayed, but they're coming across as someone that hasn't been recognized, who's a loner, who's healing from this Nine of Swords, this need to belong, right? So that can also lead to self-doubt. It's like, I'm a weirdo and nobody gets me. And if they really know me, they're going to reject me. Like, this is the Nine of Swords that I see from your beautiful star, King of Cups, Ace of Fire person that is coming into your life. You have been betrayed. And this has caused you to build a fortress, caused you to become pretty strict, a little rigid, right? And these are the chains that bind these two people who are subject to this devil. Now, the devil, also the card of Capricorn, the devil is interesting from a gendered sense as well, because this figure representing the devil is a transgender figure. So you might choose to simply read this card, if this works for you, as a sign of queerness, of breaking the rules, of breaking. It's in direct opposition here, I think, both to the Hierophant and also within this deck, the Lovers, which I showed you earlier. So we get the kind of opposite to that really heteronormative, institutionally condoned love, right? So I kind of like how the devil can disrupt norms, and we see you rising to your highest self in this love. This love makes you your best self, and that is further reiterated here by the Judgment card, which is definitely about being called to a higher self, to a purpose that is associated with the divine, and an ascension, right? And the fact that in the future there is justice. This card can be about, if you're still kind of holding on to a grudge or resentment, a justified resentment from what I can see with this person in your past, you might get this feeling of, I knew it. I knew I deserved a true sweet love with a King of Cups, with an Empress, like this loving, kind star, this amazing person who brings me to my highest self and calms the beast within me. I knew it. I knew I deserved this. I doubted it. And the same for this Ace of Fire person in your life. They've been a loner. They've had to keep their feelings to themselves. There have been sleepless nights for them. And so the future is a beautiful future, in some way queer. And I think when you have like a star or Ace of Fire, King of Cups person, it doesn't have to be that you're going to go gay, although I highly encourage that. It just means that you're going to get a chance to break out of the rigidity of the kind of obvious life in your future. Right on. So, expect the unexpected. That seems to me to be very much about, this Ace of Fire, this sweet little fairy, magical person coming into your life. True soul connection. And this gesture here between these two women makes this all the more apparent to me. So, I say December 21st, enjoy the great conjunction. Enjoy those two planets coming together as one to make a star, that big star of Bethlehem, that Christmas star of that persuasion. Under that star, a new love for you, an unexpected, mold-breaking love that heals your heart from this flirty Page of Water who's just totally not up to your level, right? You are Six of Wands, a passionate communicator, and you will meet your kind ahead. So, happy December to you, Scorpio. December, Scorpio. And let me know. I would just love to know if you got all the way through the end of this reading. If you liked it, my stomach is growling. Let me know. Let me know what you thought. Okay, have a great day.